Hello, in this week's episode, we are talking about Chillingham Castle Episode 1 with Project Fear on the case, and I'm joined by two investigators this week. They are Lucy and Abby.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we start off this episode with, last time we had Abby at the location, but this time Lucy's actually been to Chillingham Castle. So, what's it like? What can you offer us?
I think they portray it really well. It's like that torture equipment is everywhere.
Is it?
And it's got a very eerie feeling about it, one that I haven't experienced before.
Right.
It's a big place and it's still used as well by the owner. Like I think they live in part of it, if I'm right. But I think that bit's closed off. But yeah, definitely got a vibe about it. Yeah.
I can't think what else. We didn't really get slamming doors. I can't remember what noises we got. Is it a big place? It looks quite big.
Yeah, it is. It's big, and there's like a couple of different floors, and then you can go up the top. Yeah, and I mean, when we were there, we were talking to. I can't remember whether it was the guy who, when ghost hunters come in, he opens up for them.
Yeah.
And shows them around and stuff. And he said he'd worked there for years. And he was saying that, like, not only do the ghost hunters experience stuff, but when they just have regular guests of the people who own the place, who aren't interested in ghosts or anything, you know, they experience stuff and it really frightens them. So it was cool to speak to him, but I can't really remember exactly what the, like common things to see were. There's always the White Lady and all that.
There is, and I did look at that. Earlier. So there is like a White Lady, like you say, and it's Lady Mary Barclay, apparently. Yeah, she has a link with the castle and she's pining for her husband. Then we've got the ghost of a little girl from bones that was found underneath the Great Hall, where they eventually may have caught something. And the ghost of John Sage and the Blue Boy. So, yeah, there's a handful of ghosts. I read 5 monks as well in another thread. Let's just get started. Immediately, they talk about John Sage. This is the torturer fella who actually, interestingly, also died on the spot, which makes it not just, we talk about harrowing experiences happening on site, but, the torturer himself got pulled apart. I mean, what a way to go. So I could live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
Isn't it? There's possibly a little girl's spirit called Eleanor, and a gruff voice said, "Get out." And in the Great Hall, we have party sounds and devices malfunction. Now, that reminds me, something that I didn't mention in the last prison area episode, where devices will malfunction. Because I haven't... my friend Ghost Joe from Warped Reality Podcast, he works at Riker Island Prison, and I said to him, is there like a control room where all the electronics, or even are there devices that stop inmates from having Wi-Fi or something like that? And he said, whenever I work a spot near a certain room with all the walkies and all the CCTV, I get 0 connection on Wi-Fi and the equipment goes funny. So there is a spot that interferes with all electronics in prisons.
That's interesting, because I see people in prison live streaming on TikTok.
Yeah, but certain areas.
Oh.
So yeah, devices malfunction, okay. Now it says spirits have attacked various people, and that's pretty much all we hear about it. Compelling. Doesn't rule out people getting scratches where they didn't realise they had them and then finding them later, does it? But and we've got the dungeon where we can see, and the dungeon underneath. The dungeon where we can see, I believe the one that Tanner's in then, isn't the original. So yes, we're talking haunted objects, I suppose, although ghosts, as you know, can wander around quite freely. Right. So what do we think about the idea to handcuff and blindfold an investigator? Abby?
I mean, great for the TV. Depending on who you're with, how close proximity, I'd probably do it, because the likelihood of you actually needing to run away is fairly small, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I think it's a good idea. It brings
Fair enough.
fear factor, doesn't it?
It certainly brings the fear factor. This is the other investigation where Tanner got shoved in a room and he did not seem happy about it. Lucy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. I think he was really scared last week, wasn't he? So it was a bit harsh to make him do it. But I felt like it was very authentic. There was nothing could have happened that other than like the alarm sound and maybe the bell ringing or something. Anything that you would pick up would probably be paranormal because he was sat on his own, and like you say, it depends on the proximity to where everyone else was, but it's audio and visual. And so yeah, I think it was a really good experiment. I think they should do that more. I know it's scary, but yeah,
I'd be up for that personally, yeah. But he got pretty much nothing, I thought. I was quite disappointed that he was calling out for John Sage, you know? I don't think he should call out directly for a spirit. Do you know what I mean?
no, unless you're asking multiple different spirits to come forward. There was a lot of focusing on that one person, John Sage, and it makes you wonder whether you then limit what you're getting because you're calling
whether
direct.
spirits are like, oh, he's not talking to me. Or I wonder whether a spirit's like, well, I'll be whoever you want me to be, mate.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's very weak, I think. But because they don't use Ouija boards or whatever, I guess it's all pie in the sky, which I think was my main issue with this episode. There was so much presumption. Looks like our first port of call is a thump in the dining hall. I actually unsubscribed on this episode.
What?
Yeah, I did.
Whoa, wait, do you hear that?
That sounds...
It was like a thump, right?
Yeah.
Lucy, can you remember the proximity of the Great Hall? Is it a central area? Or am I asking far too detailed a question?
Well, it's difficult because there's a courtyard in the middle. There's no middle of the castle, so it's all a big square with nothing in the middle. So I did notice that the rooms were deathly quiet.
Yeah.
No, like we didn't really hear any noises that we could say were just natural, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think the hall is literally, so you'd have to be in rooms either side of it. There's nothing. How do I describe this? So like it's like walking down in a big corridor in a square. So there's only the Great Hall, and then that whatever's here and here. Yeah, there's nothing on the outer sides of it.
Yes.
Just the ends of the room.
Yeah, got you. So thumps, did seem to emanate around the Great Hall most of all. And the Great Hall seems to be linked to the chapel.
Yes.
Right. Well, they start doing an SB7 session.
My name is Alex, and this is Connor. Can you tell us your name?
What was that?
It was a male voice.
It was definitely a male voice, but there was something right before that.
There was like a female or a little kid, and then a male voice.
Yes. Try as hard as you can to speak through this device. We'll be able to hear you. There's definitely someone here.
Basement?
Basement?
Are they talking about?
Bluetooth already opened.
Wait, what's
Waiting
going
for
on?
Bluetooth
You're not
connecting.
touching anything, and it just switched modes.
Wait. What is happening?
Okay, just so the audience knows, this thing has a Bluetooth, it's a Bluetooth speaker, but we were in just the aux cord mode.
So it just completely switched modes. Is it even working anymore?
Now in SB7
Okay,
mode.
that's weird.
Are you trying to mess with this device? Do you not want to talk to us?
I heard I did.
I did it, yeah.
Wait. Did you just try to mess with our device? I thought I heard...
Dude, it said I did again! I heard that through my hand covering it. Same voice.
If you're trying to mess with us, can you communicate with us? Can you describe something in this room? There's tons of things.
So you did mess with the...
Abby, what were your thoughts on that?
I'm really glad they've brought Connor in. I think he's my favourite member of the team. Who was asking open-ended questions, wasn't he? Like, tell me something you can see in the room, which I think is really good, because I think a lot of the time they get carried away, don't they, with assuming things. But yeah, I mean, I definitely heard a voice. Couldn't exactly tell what it said, apart from I did. That was fairly clear. And it kind of seemed to be a fairly consistent voice. Pretty good.
Okay. Now...
Same, yeah. I think that any of the things they got before the speaker malfunctioned, I think were just radio stations. But then I think the person saying I did, it, like Abby said, it sounded like the same voice, almost like they were saying the same thing to try and say, yeah, it was me that did that.
Yeah. I wish I could be as taken with it as you two are. As soon as they click it on, and the first time they heard a noise through it, it's like, what do you expect? It is a radio. It is going to make a noise. It is going to say something. But there's never any... Oh, that might have been a radio. No, like we do. Oh,
yeah, we're always like, yeah.
They're just like, it said something. It must be a ghost. It said something. It must be a ghost. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, it said something again. It must be a ghost. So yeah, that's what it does. That's my argument. Whereas you two are more like, yeah, but sometimes it might be a ghost. I just can't... Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So I put, they get nothing, but they seem impressed. But, doesn't mean I'm right. That's my view.
Please.
Please. Is that one of the children? Are you here?
Help.
Help? Please help. Okay, what?
Save.
Save?
Okay, what are the chances? Seriously, what are the chances of that?
That is weird. Please help and then save. Are we talking to a child or an adult?
The PS Device session with Chelsea and Dakota, we get please help save. I'm interested in that. That piques my interest because, as we have discussed, what are the words? Are they linked? And that makes sense. It's not like I said to you the other day, tree, hedgehog, lampshade. It's, it's asking out. And then said the name Johnny, which they immediately leapt on. John Sage. It must be John Sage, that's it. And it's like, it could have said John. It didn't. It said Johnny.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a John of that back then. But do we believe that you go to a location and you always get the head guy? There's a ghost of a woman. Well, walking. Oh, you must be the woman we've all heard about. It's like, there are lots of other ghosts around. Lucy, do you want to speak on that point?
Yeah, it disappointed me when they went to John Sage just from Johnny, because I think the catalogue of words that they got there was incredible. Because it made sense. Please help save Johnny. To me, I would think, okay, this is just a spirit of a boy or a young man because Johnny, you would think, usually if you call Jonathan, you get called Johnny when you're younger and John when you're older. So my mind went to a younger man. So yeah, it did annoy me that they went straight to the head guy, because I think when you go somewhere, there's so many spirits there, and even if you do get the head guy, it could just be like you said before, someone going, I'll be whoever you want me to be, I'll just go along with it. So yeah, it's a bit tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision, that's a good way of putting it, yes. Abby, anything to add?
No, I completely agree. The only thing to add would be, if we were doing a Ouija board session and we got a word like please, and then some other random words, it'd be like, oh great, someone's trying to communicate. If we got a sentence, please help save Johnny, it would be like, wow, this is great. Who's Johnny? Not like, oh, it's definitely that guy that's in this building. But yeah, I think they got some really great evidence and they kind of just skipped over it, didn't they? And like Lisa said, that tunnel vision towards John Sage. Yes.
Now it's like when we have people at our Ouija board who haven't done it before, and it's immediately, oh, I'd love to get in touch with my gran. Oh, and then a bit of spirit will come through. Oh, who do you want to talk to? I'll say, and the glass will go to the new person, and they'll be like, "Is it you, Gran?" And it's like, whoa, don't just manifest it to be what you want. Let's find out who it is. You know, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? It's like, again, the tunnel vision from a Ouija board perspective. They were just desperate to get this John Sage, because he's like the darker story, the better YouTube. YouTubing comes first. That's the problem, you know? Yeah. And I didn't like it. So I was like, don't like that much. And then seemingly somebody gets touched, though. That sounds good.
Yo! Something just touched my back. Something just touched my back. Yo, a finger just swiped my back. No shot.
So Tyler gets a finger down his whole back. That's quite the claim and would be very unnerving. Do we think something literally reached out and dragged their finger across his back? Or do we think it was a muscle spasm? Lucy?
I would go with probably, because he's been sat there in that position for however long. he would notice something like that. I think the only other explanation I could say it could be is that you're not used to sitting like that, and the way that your clothes might move and touch your back when your shoulders are so close together. So it could have been that, but I would be inclined to believe that something did run its finger all the way down his back.
It's completely feasible. When we were at Colne and you or Megan got touched first, and then somebody else got touched first, prodded, and it's like that does happen, you know. And you know it's not a muscle spasm. You know the difference. Abby, has the spirit touched you? I can't remember.
No.
Not yet. Okay.
Still waiting.
Still to come on this channel.
I heard something voice.
That was a deep male voice.
That was a scary male voice.
Yeah.
Every time we cover it, dude. Please, say something else. We want to understand you. Something started to talk right as we were lowering the volume.
Every time one of us touches this, we hear a voice come through.
It's not just that, it's every time we try to lower the volume so that we can speak, something speaks quicker than us. I'm not sure why that would even be happening.
I don't know, but right before that voice was coming through, I heard whispers.
Same.
In it. Dude, apparently the spirit of Eleanor, the girl that crawled her way to the chapel from the torture chamber and died in the chapel, apparently she's a little bit mischievous of a spirit here.
Do you think we're talking with Eleanor?
I don't know. We heard a young girl's voice come through a couple times. It could have been the one that said, I did it. I don't want to conclude that that's what's happening and that's who's here, because I don't know. But it's just bizarre because she is a little bit mischievous and we're getting messed with, clearly. Eleanor, if you're here with us, can you either talk to us through this device or come and touch one of us, tap on our arms? I am here.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I am here. Female voice. Can you tell us your name? Can you say your name?
Did you say Eleanor, dude?
Dude, it did.
It was Eleanor. It got cut off at the end.
We want to speak to Eleanor.
I don't know what that said. We're having crystal clear conversations with Eleanor, and then something else is definitely here.
Well, those are big words. We're having crystal clear conversations with Eleanor. Something else is definitely here. I was like, I don't know. I didn't think it. The second time watching it then, I was like, when it kind of does fit, I am here, and then Eleanor, and that's pretty damn coincidental, and I do feel very shady saying coincidence. I personally have a real problem with, they go souped up so fast. Eleanor's here, she's crystal clear, there's no debate. It's like, well, where have all the radio stations gone then? Do you mean that it's no longer picking up radio, it's only picking up voices of the dead? Right, shout me down, change my mind.
I don't think I'll be able to change your mind.
No.
In that session, first of all, when Alex kept putting his hand over it, I tried to turn it down. I was just trying to go, stop it, just leave it and listen, for goodness sake. But yeah, to be fair, when they did start talking about Eleanor, it was quite interesting that he brought her up, and it did sound like it said Eleanor. It did sound like it.
It did.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Lou, say anything to add?
I think they held back more than anyone else so far tonight, in that they presumed it might be Eleanor because of the mischievous thing, but they both said, I don't want to say that it's her because we don't know. And then they went on to ask and pretty much get confirmation. So I think it was good work, and I do hear what they heard as well.
Yeah, okay. When we do it, we just don't get that, do we? But
no.
Maybe trying it in my house to prove that it don't work isn't the right place. We need to go somewhere on investigation. We do use it on investigations, but maybe when we do, I need to hand it over to somebody else to decide when we're stopping.
Yeah.
So here's some more obsessing over John Sage. Where are we?
Rage.
Rage. What are you scared of? His rage.
The thing about John Sage that was different from anyone else is the fact that he didn't just kill people. He took it to the next level. He was sadistic.
I mean, that's a perfect word I would use to describe him. Rage.
Tools?
This couldn't be any more clear. It said rage. It said tools. I mean, job done. That's definitely John Sage. Let's move on, No, sorry, I'm not having it. Rage doesn't really fit for me. He's not in a rage, he's in control. He's the torturer. He's doing his job. Here we go. Yeah, that's going to work you. He's not in a rage, he's not angry.
No, he's enjoying it.
Yeah, and then tools, I understand what you mean. I would have preferred torture.
Which is in there.
Yeah, but opinions?
You're not reaching there.
Yeah.
And the bit about the camera.
The camera went out of focus, so obviously no.
But she pointed a torch at it. Not intentionally, but I think that made it go out of focus, and then it stayed out of focus because of it.
That's what it does, and it's like, hang on, something's not right here. This camera does it. We know that they know better. We know that they use this spirit box over and over. They've got at least two camera guys. Now with Connor, they've got 3 cameramen and editors who go like equipment blank when they're on an investigation because it suits the investigation. Like I say, I'm a broken man. I'm like, I don't know. I see them in a bit of a different light. They've gone too far off what they were, and it's annoying me. So I have got a bias. I have got a little bit of a bias. In fact, I really think they've lost the plot.
Wait.
That came from the chapel.
Yes.
Be quiet and approach it.
Wait, what the fuck? Seriously?
Oh my gosh! Dude, that was like the creepiest sounding voice I have ever heard. What did that just say?
Dude, I don't know. I could not understand the accent.
That was not a good voice.
No.
Wait, shh. Yes! I'm gonna check. Hello?
Are you walking up the stairs?
Coming.
Oh my god! What the dude?
Nearing.
Nearing. Like, nearing? Are you getting closer to... That was like a scream.
Right. A few things. First, Lucy, we were talking about why don't they shut up and investigate so we can hear? And they did that. They heard noises and were like, don't, and that's what we want them to do, isn't it? Rather than go, oh, what's that? And you miss half of it, Yeah. And also the footsteps that the boys got. The first time it's all music over it, and then the replay gives us it so we can actually hear it. So yeah, I liked the silent investigating part. I liked the footsteps. Back to the SB7. I'm coming, something on the stairs, and then a scream, a weird scream. Why the scream? I have more confidence in. I'm like, why would that be on the radio?
Yeah. I suppose we won't ever really know, but I did. I think it was in that segment. I thought I heard a Scottish accent. I can't remember which phrase it was, but it sounded like a Scottish accent when I listened back to it. And actually, watching it again now, obviously people will see what's to come. But this thing about being on the stairs and I'm nearing, or whatever it says, it kind of makes sense, but they just don't know it yet.
No, and also you got a shot of down those steps just next to the door frame where we're going to look, and you get to see what's through there. And you get some big space. Abby, the scream, is that real evidence, baby?
The man's voice, sorry to go to the man's voice, but they sounded like radio to me.
Thank you.
The scream was weird.
Yeah.
Definitely weird. Like you said, it wouldn't be on the radio, so... I
wouldn't have thought so, no.
And it sort of came so quickly afterwards. It was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they look terrified, jumping around in their little seats. You think, I've just heard footsteps, we're in a creepy building, it's dark, I know, it's fine, and then I'm coming on the device you're holding, and then a scream, that's enough to make you think something's building. And we've had times where it all seems to be happening, it gets cold, you're hearing noises, your equipment's going off, it's like, it's building, what's going to happen, are we going to get scratched? or something. And as you say, maybe they were all giving their energy into what was to come for it to possibly manifest. We'll get to that.
Gouge.
Hurt, gouge, and then hurt. And back to back. Eleanor, the little girl, she was tortured here. Not here, but the room below us.
It's said that John can follow you throughout the entire facility. Is John Sage here with us right now?
No way! The PS device just glitched again, right when you asked about John.
Do you feel like it's like John coming through and like manipulating the device?
Maybe. Like when we were up there, we asked, where is John right now? It does that. And then you just asked the same question and it did it again.
Is it the same question I asked up there?
Yeah.
Right, I'm staying out of this one. Lucy, what do you think?
I think it's just a massive reach, and it's also like, are you all talking to John at the same time in different rooms, different ends of the castle? I do like what Chelsea said, that it might not be him, it might be somebody saying don't speak about him. It's just not really, for me, you could structure a much better sentence to say who you are on that PS device or give a warning about John. So I think the reaching, I don't know about the PS device malfunctioning, that was pretty cool. But
it has glitched before.
Yeah.
But previously, it sounds to me like it's old equipment that's starting to play up, cold, it's like warm in your house, freezing on investigations, damp, things need replacing, The next word that they logged was violent, so you've got gouge and violent and hurt. But imagine John Sage wasn't there. This is the site of the War of the Roses. Then we'd be saying, well, it is a castle and there were soldiers.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, this Freddy Krueger character's much more interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I'm shutting up.
Calling this guy out might get a big response out of him.
I know, but I'm really scared. I'm not gonna lie.
John, you are a horrible man, and you deserved everything that happened to you in your death.
We're not moving unless you tell us to get out. I just told you.
Lucy, what's your opinion on Alex thinking, we'll provoke, we'll be disrespectful?
I like it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Why? What do you think is going to happen? What's the idea behind that?
I just think it's good to just mix it up a little bit and see if you can go a little bit further and get somebody a bit angry. It creates a bit more energy and maybe they can do something a bit more impressive. Yeah, I like that.
Sometimes I have to push them. We leave on the board and you go, no, we're not.
Yeah. Well, you do something. If you want us out of here.
Yeah, if you want
I suppose that's quite provoking.
Might think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that a character like John Sage as well, he kind of deserves it. So they're not, they're speaking the truth. He was a horrible guy, so fair game.
So there's clearly a door in,
I didn't notice that.
There's a door. There's a door.
Either.
There's a door at one end. This is the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even when they put it down with a full torch on, there's just a whole door that you walk through. Well, someone threw some crap in there, so probably. Do you know what I mean?
I think the Hyundai box gave it away for me. That someone's been in there recently.
Yeah. So Dakota really loves the fact that he sees her bones, and he does. Well, spotted. He sees bones in a box. Look, it's part museum. It's a castle where they found. I just didn't find that surprising. Am I wrong?
No, but I think it's always going to be a little bit jarring to see a real, human skeleton, but also does that increase paranormal activity? I think it's intriguing because we always do all these investigations and we never get that much look at graveyards. We have had some, but our theory is that they don't. Why would you stick around in your final resting place where you don't have much attachment to from your life? So to find some bones in situ potentially where they died, they
didn't die in a box in that room, did they?
No, but they probably died down there, and the fact that they've still got the bones. They must be so old that the police don't care that they have a body down there. I think it's, yeah.
You make a good point about bones being laid to rest, and the spirit's like, I don't want my bones in a bloody box, and, I'm going to haunt this place. And also, a big view online was, surely they had to ring the police. They found bones. But as you say, they might have crossed that bridge. And, they did say they found a body buried under the floor. Perhaps that's the body. Perhaps that's the child's body. I don't know. I'm sure most places with history like that has got all sorts, because they don't know what else to do with it. It's stored somewhere. So you'd store it outside of the public area, thinking, well, I don't know what to do with it. We can't really throw it out.
I think it's hilarious that they've put a load of bones in a box.
Just looks wrong, doesn't it? It's just
hilarious. Why on earth? Like, if the police don't want them because they're that old, why are they not on display if it's sort of museum?
Yeah,
I'd display them. Yeah,
I'd display them. Yeah,
in a box.
How many visitors would that get in? Here's the case, like the mummy in Leeds, the little shrouded. It's like, that's a great thing for tourism and ghost hunting. If you're gonna, they do ghost hunts. You have a body in a box. God, that'll be the first place investigators want to go.
Absolutely.
Is it disrespectful? Is that the problem? Nah. A man did it. A man threw it in bones in a box. He wouldn't care if it's disrespectful. No. So they had a better dictaphone. Did you notice? They strapped a decent digital recorder to the camera. Not that expensive rubbish we looked at last week.
The box has freaking bones in it.
What is that?
That is like three little noises. So it's like something's there, isn't it? A scraping noise. That's compelling. And then we're about to cross the part where it's Lucy who pointed it out to me, realistically. So if anyone doesn't know this bit, down the bottom is a door frame, and there's something moving in that area.
Is someone over there? Can you walk into this room more?
Where should we go right now?
Yo!
Oh my God!
So we're gonna have to look at that again. But Abby, did you see the movement in the doorway?
I did. But at the time, and then I thought exactly as was thought first, it's one of their shadows, because I'm always kind of looking out for that. But when Lucy shows it really zoomed in, I was like, oh wow, actually, yeah, that's pretty interesting, is that?
Yeah. Now we got a good shot through that door that I missed as well. They looked, and the staircase is to the left. Now there was a way down to the right, and yet the feet didn't on the shot seem to go up, where it should be going down. Let's watch it slow mode, and I'll do my best to zoom in.
Yeah.
Let me look closer myself. So. So someone seems to be walking upstairs there, and yet we've looked and there's stairs down. I think, I'll show, if I've got any better versions through filters and that, I'll put them here. And I think it's the best potential ghost I've ever seen on ever. Lucy, what's your view?
Yeah, same. It's quite clear. You can tell the feet and then the figure. And I think it was easy for us all to say, oh, it's just the light or whatever. I even went back and looked at Chelsea's torch. She was holding it facing the other end of the room. And yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I think you got full movement. It looks human. And I think the fact that it's going up when it should be going down is even more credit to it, because it's definitely not a real person, because a real person can't do that. Can a ghost do that? I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
And all we've heard is noises down the area, like, I'm doing this to get attention, here I am. Abby, any scepticism or any rational thought? Or
Not really scepticism. I still think there is some potential. Maybe it could have been light. I would love someone to prove why it could have been light source. But yeah, it's really weird, because you can see feet moving. You can see a vague outline of a human moving. It's baffling, and it's not in line with any of the movements that those guys are doing.
No, which I thought it'll be just like I've got here, a microphone and some stuff, and all it takes is a night vision camera to move like that, and it elevates up the wall and stuff. But it does seem to at least do the little white things go like that. Now I thought white military. I mean, it doesn't look like military boots, but I picture immediately like a Prince Charming Adam and the Ants jacket. I don't see that, but I see that white military boots and a tricorn hat, a triangle hat. But then
I definitely see I thought maybe a monk, like when they put the hoods up and it's a triangle.
Right, yeah, and that's not, which was interesting when you said it before the programme. Abby, are you making anything out in your brain from what you're seeing?
Not really.
No.
My brain didn't go that far. I just thought, yeah, it looks vaguely human. That's pretty cool.
Let's us three watch one more time. Right, there's one. You see its feet, supposedly its feet.
Mm-hmm.
You see my cursor,
yeah?
Yeah.
So it seems to... Does the black bit move up the wall? Because this white thing actually seems to be part of the door, perhaps. Right, let's go. Oh, no.
The whole thing moves.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fleeting. Although this is now supposedly on the same step. Weirdly, as that lower, let's call it a foot, is there, the next thing it's there. It's like, ding, and then it almost walks forward. It's a puzzling one. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, I think even like the arm looks a bit lighter, and it's almost like if you're wearing a dress or something long, you hold it up as you're walking or going up some stairs. To me, it looks like it's doing that.
The weird thing is, they've not mentioned it. And even today, unless they've mentioned it on Fear Club, there was all the social medias. It wasn't like, hey, yeah, we've seen it too, guys. Ooh, we didn't know it at the time. Nothing. Which makes me very worried that they know what it was. They were on site, as we've debunked our own evidence from the public. Like, no, we know that was nothing. So they haven't mentioned it. I just... It's weird that they haven't taken a stance. Like, family, you're right,
Yeah, they might be busy doing something, but you would eventually...
Busy doing something? It's like one of the biggest paranormal...
I know, but they've got families, haven't they? And, Christmas, I don't know. But I hope they do come and say something in the next couple of days, because we do, don't we? If someone says, oh my God, I saw a face in the... toast. You're like, no, that's you debunk it, don't you? So hopefully they'll do that if they know what it is.
I don't think they'll debunk it. They'll just let it fly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if that was us, we'd be like, oh my God, guys, thanks so much for pointing that out. Like, that kind of got lost in the edit and we didn't notice it, or we presumed it was just, but now looking closer, that's really cool.
Yeah, but nothing. Radio silence. Weird. There was great noises, though, leading up to that. They didn't see that, but it's evidently something was trying to seemingly get them to go over that way. So, yeah, that's it, really. The episode wraps up. Let's have a quick see if we've missed anything.
Oh. Yeah, that noise came directly from the chapel.
So this door, isn't it? Whether it's some stuff like something black.
Car park.
Yeah.
Bones.
But who's to say it's not even a fake? It's it's a medical fake statue, plastic statue, a skeleton even. Or have they found that in there? There's the spades. I don't know.
Imagine if it's just the Halloween decoration.
Yeah. I mean, a bit dramatic if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, that's a skull knife.
Dude.
Oh, my God, dude.
That looks like it's more than one person, too.
Oh, my God, there's a ton of bones in there. That's at least two people.
That's more than one.
I have the worst.
That's at least two people with one head.
How many bones do you have? Like 200?
Yeah, like loads. There was a lot of that. We're clearly doing this. This is definitely and I'm just like, look, can we stop putting the investigation second? Do you know what I mean? Can we just pretend that no one's going to watch this and actually investigate? And I clicked on subscribe because I was annoyed. Where are you at with that then? Excellent episode and I'm just being salty, or do we think they're maybe getting a little bit carried away these days?
I completely understand where you're coming from.
That's why everyone hates them. The people who hate them are like, they just won't stop shouting. They're all YouTube. It's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I to be honest, I think they get a lot of good evidence and they gloss over it. Like, I don't think they're bad at what they do.
No.
Like, some of them get more carried away than others. And it's annoying when they get good evidence and sort of, they just either reach to conclusions based on it or just sort of go, oh yeah, that's that. They don't try to find what made the thud or anything like that. They don't really ask any more open questions. It becomes really hyper-focused.
Yeah. Lucy?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think they got some good stuff there, but it wasn't handled in the right way. Or it was almost became null and void because they went really far in some random direction that wasn't even confirmed. Yeah, but I think there is that element of there's like a recipe to be successful on YouTube, unfortunately, and I think maybe they're going a bit too deep into that. But if you watch the other teams on YouTube that follow the same recipe, they are way more annoying.
Super annoying.
Like I can't even watch them. But like Project Fear, I think are brilliant still.
Yeah.
They just, I suppose it's still part of the learning curve for them, maybe, and you're not going to get it right every time.
No, that's fair. And what will the night bring? Hopefully another same spirit. When they have that light in the prison under the door or whatever before, there's no running towards it and then showing the camera like, oh, well, it could have been a light through this. Or it's just like, stay away. The better the evidence, we'll stay further away and just say, ooh, we might do it again. Do you know what I mean? A bit like, oh, we're never going to know now. You don't even show us what's through that door. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I've moaned enough. So hopefully next week's episode, the last one of the series, will be a blinder. And I will meet, hopefully both of you, back then. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
You.